What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle. My name is Splattercat, and once again today we're playing Expeditions Conquistador. Where we had left off, we had won a tournament, gotten a buku pile of just gold to spend, and so let's run over to the market here, and we've got 5,000 valuables. I am terrified to travel throughout the hills and plains of Hispaniola, or mostly just the jungles, I guess. Haven't seen a whole lot of hills and plains, but the jungles seem to be pretty dangerous, so we may want to spend this all up as quickly as possible. I'm going to swap the valuables out first and foremost for equipment. So I'm going to take everything the city has, and while that's not the most efficient way to spend my cash, because as you see, as the supply gets lower and lower, it gets more and more expensive for me to buy that stuff, I'm still gonna do it. And so what we'll do is we'll buy the rest of the equipment. 2,000 gold seems to be a good spot to leave myself, just in case anything comes up. Now, looking at our quest log here, we don't have any quests, and so we should probably take care of that first and foremost. Let's go see if the governor has anything for us. The governor will not let us into his office unless we've got something important to report. And so let's go talk to this little kid over here, I guess. He looks like he's got a quest. A boy in his early teens runs up and intercepts us. Senor Capitan, what is the matter, child? Is it true that you beat Esteban Gallego? It's true. And so his eyes shine with excitement. I heard he once ate an entire horse for breakfast. We'll laugh. We laugh heartily, and the child is undeterred. Is it true that a swing of his sword can cleave an ox from the head to groin in one stroke? No, I think. My papa told me Esteban is 4 times the size of a normal man, and he has to live in a cave because he's too big to fit in a house. We'll tell him that the rumors are exaggerated. But he's still tough, right? Was he scary to fight? We'll say very tough, but I don't scare easy. He says when he grows up he wants to be just like us and fight Esteban and bring his head back to town, and he'll be the most admired hero in the world. I'm sure you will, kid. Run along. The boy beams at you and swivels on the spot and dashes back off the street and away from the houses. That's it? How very unfortunate. We'll check the governor's house one more time. Okay, so he doesn't want anything to do with us at the moment. I'm going to take one last swoop through the quest log here, and it looks like we don't really have anything to take care of. And so for the first time, I guess we'll just head out and explore for a little bit, see if we can wrangle ourselves some supplies or at least get into a little bit of trouble. Let's take a look at the map and see what is as of yet unexplored. We haven't wandered out this way, so I may head back to the mine and we'll kind of wander around the hills over near the mine. And once we get done there, we'll keep an eye out for anything to take care of. And so as I recall, we're going to follow this road until we run out of movement points, and then we're going to camp for the eve. Looks like our doctors aren't doing a whole lot at the moment, and so we'll assign them to hunting patrol since hunting is difficult here. And it looks like they've gathered the meat for the next day, which is good. At certain times I wish I could fire people from my party because there are people that aren't being used, and honestly I don't think they're ever going to be very useful to me, and they're eating rations every day while kind of sitting around on their rumpus doing absolutely nothing, which doesn't help the party out at all. But on the alternative end, if anything happens to one of my regulars, it is nice to have replacements lined up just in case. We don't want to end ourselves up in a rugby-esque situation where we have a limited number of swaps and then we just run out of people to swap in. And so I guess we will camp again for the night. There it is, and they found some ropes, which is pretty sweet. We'll be able to tie stuff up and make repairs as need be. We were able to rob this graveyard up here in an earlier situation, but we're not going to. I suppose we can visit De los Caballeros over here and see if there's anything going on over here. I doubt there will be. Yeah, there's just a market, but we can take a look. See if there's anything else we can trade for. Obviously, we want to get ourselves a little bit of valuables traded for equipment because equipment is redonkulously useful, and so let me get that equipped on some of our units here. It looks like I'm going to go with Pintado. I may start swapping out Ibarra for one of the doctors because as they rank up, the doctors seem to be a bit more useful. I may start bringing one of them along basically, but in the first place, let's give him a nice little buff to his, well, let's take a look first. What is Vidal doing? So Vidal is completely upgraded. Ortega is completely upgraded. What about Trevino? He's almost there, but he hasn't been upgraded to veteran just yet. And so, yeah, I think Pintado is going to be the best place to deposit all of this equipment as of right now. We'll make him a little bit more melee capable. His uses are limited if he gets caught up in melee, but 28 damage is most assuredly better than just 20 damage. So every little point that we can dish out on a foe when the time arises, the time and the need is going to be better than nothing. And so we gained some wood, but we didn't really hunt enough for the day, unfortunately. I kind of like to travel in the brush over here just to make sure that there's no nodes or anything that we can make absolute use of, because honestly, if you can catch an extra peccary, or you can find yourself a little bit of herbage out here in the hills, I think you always end up in a better situation. We found some rations during the course of that day to help replenish our supply a tad. In fact, it offset everything we lost during the rest of the day. There's some valuables there, and we also hunted 10 meat. We lead a supply cart. It is broken now, so one of our carts has broken, and we have a choice to either spend equipment to fix the axle, or we can make a camp here and waste the remainder of the day. Honestly, we're not in too big of a hurry, so I'm just going to save the equipment. We'll camp for the day. We got 11 food, and nothing else useful happened. I'm glad we struck off the road here because we found ourselves some gold, a few supplies that we can use for building booby traps, and then a pack of herbs there, which is going to be pretty useful. I always wondered how traps kind of grabbed that early moniker of Booby. Like, it makes you wonder what people were doing with their boobies before then. Maybe they were using them to test for traps, or more than likely, Booby was just a term for somebody that was an idiot back then. But in any case, I've often wondered. And so we found 157 valuables. We've converted those herbs into medicine already, and we found 5 meat. And so let's head, I guess we're facing somewhat northeast right now. We'll head out towards the mine as best as possible, but we are going to maintain our distance from the road. Just kind of hang out in the brush and see if there's anything useful out here, because as of yet, we've actually been pretty lucky with what we found. 3 nodes was a bit more than I expected. We were able to hunt our food up, and we were able to get a bit of wood as well. So I may consider setting our scholar to start tinkering at this point, because we do have a nice little grip of things to use, and we should probably use them before the god of RNG strips them from our possession. So let's go over to the tinkering menu. Oh, Barretto wasn't doing anything anyways. And so let me take a look at my inventory before I decide what to build. And we've got spike traps, we've got some caltrops, and I think I'm gonna bring, let's equip caltrops, and well, we'll just equip the spike traps for now. I'm gonna start having Barretto build us, wrong menu, we'll close that off. Get to the right menu here, let's have him build some barricades, and we'll camp for the night. We got 1 barricade, 167 valuables, and 12 meat, so things are looking on up. We've also got a peccary over here that I think I'm going to take care of, and the peccary has led us to herbs. That's the best kind of peccary, the one that leads you to potential healing sources and also relaxation vices. Let's see, is there anything on top of the mountain over there? Nothing that I see as of yet. And I suppose I should assign my doctors to preserving, or I'm sorry, my hunters to preserving, and my doctors to herbalizing. Well, we'll have them preserve for now as well. So there it is. Actually, I think I can let them off the clock, and we can get a lot more done on this turn if we try that. There we go. And so rather than only getting a few things done, we're actually getting a lot more things done. We turned 21 rations. We got 15 more medicine, 14 anyways, and a new barricade, which is going to be very nice in case we get ourselves into a situation that requires a bit more tactical attention. Now, let me see where we are on the map at the moment. Oh, we're actually missing our mark, so we have the option to go this way. I think that's what I'm going to do, though. We'll head out this way and see what there is to see, because why not? We haven't explored the map in this direction, and it looks like we've got a nice little blue chest over here. It's kind of sad that the first thing I think whenever I see that bluish color is rares in World of Warcraft, or, you know, magicals from Diablo, unfortunately, but we'll head that way. And we got ourselves some more ropes. And I think tonight's going to be the first time that I'll actually have Barretto stop making barricades. I think we have enough of those for now. There's a peccary, so let's ride out on him and let him know that, Piggy, this ain't no place to be. You're on the wrong side of the tracks. We'll give him a good blast if need be. Well, yeah, we've got guns. I think we'll make spike traps from here on out, actually. Make a few more of those. We did not, oh, we did. We got 13 meat for the day, which is really good. We got a spike trap, and we found 7 ropes. We are just doing amazingly right now. Our days are going very pleasantly. And Pig, stop dodging my fire. How dare you seek to continue your existence in my presence? That is absolutely not cool, Piggy. And then we'll head over here and get this treasure. And it looks like this little adventure we've decided to have during the course of this episode has been pretty lucrative, actually. I feel pretty good about what we've been able to gather during the course of this whole thing. We are going to have to assign people to preserve once again. So preserve away, my friends. And then we'll have the other group herbalize like crazy. And it looks like we lost 8 rope to thieves that are out here in the jungles. These jungles seem to be quite prone to thievish things and people of a roguish nature. And unfortunately, my guards, for all their guarding experience, fail to be doing their most primitive job. Let's grab those valuables, and then we'll see if we can chart our way around these mountains. So I think we can cut across right here. Because we're in the mountains, our hunt difficulty is going to go up, but I am going to assign as many people as possible to the glorious endeavor of blasting things to eat and making bacon out of them. guards did not allow us to maintain our valuables, which is disappointing, and unfortunately, we did not hunt very well either. Sometimes I wish to just have my guards whipped like crazy. Just whip them until they learn to keep their eyes open, because I think that they may be sleeping on the job. They've been taking far too many sleep medications. There's way too much melatonin flying around. They've been having ridiculous lucid dreams and just acting like jackasses, so let's go ahead and, well, we found some trinkets. Unfortunately, our hunting party came back empty-handed, which is a little unnerving. But because our supplies are so good right now, I'm not going to weep and gnash my teeth just yet. We did get some extra peccary meat there, and we'll head over here and try and get him on the next turn. And so let's assign people to, well, one person to preserve, because 5 rations is better than no rations. We're sitting down at dinner when our men, well, with our men, when they're shouting and screaming noises from the jungle. And we investigate the noises. The sounds are coming from the outer perimeter of our camp, and we bring a handful of troops, but it's too late. Anna is lying on the ground in a pool of her own blood and holding a stomach wound. Isabella is nowhere to be found. Where is Isabella? She sputters and spits out the word. It was Esteban, that hideputa. He took her there. She motions to the jungle. Madre de Dios. We must follow. Let's go. We call a couple of servants to move Anna back to the camp, and we set off to the jungle, following the boot prints. You put speed above precision and take a few chances along the way, and soon you catch up to Esteban's people. There's a half a dozen of them, waiting for you in front of their tents in a small clearing where they must have made camp before they attacked you. It's as good a place as any for a showdown. That gnarly smirk on his beardy, magnificent face. He's gonna take some for that. Anyway, stop right there, El Gato. That's Capitan, that's right. You gotta include it in there. We didn't go to captain's school. We did not go to the Admiralty to be called Del Splatter. He doesn't laugh. I'm not doing this to get to you, El Gato. These are all the people I have left after you murdered my troops in that goddamned ravine. When the self-obsessed bastardo, Leandra, betrayed me and fell in my back. I need to curry favor with the Taino, and Isabella here is my ballast. Soon you will have no people left at all. Says something to his second-in-command, and his troops move forward across the clearing. He vanishes through the camp into the jungle behind them. So, he's taken coward's tactics here, and he's kidnapped some of my men. But he didn't, well, he took out one of our more valuable people, unfortunately. But what we'll do is we've got Gabriela. I'm going to bring Pedro Alvarado on this one. And then I think I'll bring Rita Martinez on this one, who will be my backup. And so we still got the same amount of melee, so I'm not too worried about this overall altercation. We'll probably be fine. If we get a preparation phase, it'll be even better. But, you know, I can't guarantee that. And so we'll see what happens here. We do get a preparation phase, which is going to be nice. And so begin preparation H. What we'll do is we'll put some spike traps in between right here. Oh, it's not going to let me. Interesting. So since we're going to hole up and wait for our opponents, what we'll do is we'll put a spike trap right there. And a spike trap right... Oh, is that all we get? No. We'll put a spike trap right there, and hopefully we'll catch something. But no diseases, hopefully. We'll catch something, but not a disease, because the last thing I need is more syphilitic soldiers. Syphilitic soldiers in a rather slimy jungle, unfortunately. So she's going to take a shot there. I don't even know what he just did. We're getting later on in the game where we're seeing some new abilities, and I honestly have no clue what they're lying in wait for us with. And they've missed with all of their shots, which is fantastic. Ooh, they're taking up defensive positions. Sneaky buggers. Let's get everybody gathered up behind this rock as best as possible, and we're going to force them to come to us, honestly, because we have traps set up. Now, if they're going to just hang back and take shots at us, unfortunately, there's no ammunition or anything of that nature in the game, so we are going to have to advance. I am semi-interested in seeing what their soldiers do, though, during the course of this whole thing. Wow. Okay, there's a complete and total lack of advancement on their part. It makes me think that they must have booby traps up and in there. So what I'm going to do is let's drag somebody into cover over here. And we're just going to form a line over here. I'm simply just not going to play into their hands in this regard. It's just too risky right now. And we'll also drag another unit in. Actually, I'm going to have her take cover back behind. We'll drag a final unit in and make a line. And we're going to abandon our traps. We'll fall back across them in the worst case scenario. And we're going to keep our doctor positioned close by so that he can heal up any wounds that we end up accruing. And so, ooh, we finally took a shot, unfortunately. Yeah, there's definitely booby traps right here. I can almost 100% assure you there's booby traps in between here. They're trying to draw us into their camp, which, unfortunately, there's no way to really deal with the booby traps. I'm going to cure the poison right there so we don't have to deal with it. And our best opportunity is going to be to just close ranks as quickly as possible. And he was our test for booby traps, which there were none. And so now we are in combat with our less than esteemed cowardly foe. And we're going to get our first shot off here, hopefully. There it is. And let's bring our second hunter to bear and see if we can at least get some reasonable damage done. Because I do feel like this entire engagement has been less than fruitful, I suppose, would be the way that I would word it. Because he's wounded, I'm going to bring the doctor up behind him, and we're just going to have the doctor hang out there and heal him as this whole thing goes along. I don't really know what little tricksies they're going to try and throw away at me, but unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with them as they come. I don't really think we're going to lose anybody else. I really hope we don't anyways. I'm going to have him come up here and face off with this soldier. And so there's that. There's that, and we're going to focus as best as we possibly can. I can't guarantee multiple kills on this turn, but what I can guarantee is a pretty sizable grouping of damage. And so now for my doctor, unfortunately, this leaves me in a tricky situation. I'm going to have him do a, let's see, a tactical move. And unfortunately, I'm going to see how far away I can move here, but that's the best I can do. Now, the tactical move, if you don't know, it allows me to avoid an attack of opportunity as I move past somebody with a knife, and since I didn't want him trapped right there with that unit, it's the best I could do right now. I could have moved this way and taken a stab wound, which is less than substantial as well. That's less than optimal, I mean, not less than substantial, less than optimal. And so, given the situation, I think I'm just going to allow them to retreat as best as possible. And retreat sounds like something you do with Halloween candy, but in any case, I'm actually going to... Does he have a gun out right now? He does, but I think I'll still take an attack of opportunity doing what I was thinking about, stepping past to right here and seeing how the whole thing goes. But what I can do is this. We'll get him with a stun, and then we'll use the remainder of our movement to make a gap for this unit, who's now going to step in and slaughter them. We're also going to have this soldier step in and hopefully, well, it looks like we're not going to be able to take a unencumbered shot or an unblocked shot, but we can take the best shot that we can. And then I'm going to have my doctor step in. Oh, that's not my doctor. Damn. Well, no attacks of really, you missed a point-blank shot. Well, no attacks of opportunity there, so fortunately we're not going to have to deal with that problem, but we're going to have the doctor heal this unit right here. Very nice, very nice. And then we'll see what unfolds during the remainder of this turn. Now, he does have a scout. This scout is going to hurt a lot if he closes with us, which I think he'll probably try and do during this part of the turn. Oh, but he went for the unit I did not suspect. And so, I suppose we'll take a final shot here. And missing point-blank range once again with an 84% chance to hit. You just can't explain that, to quote the ridiculous memes out there. And so, let's, I guess, continue healing away on this unit. I don't like the result of that turn, unfortunately. I'm not pleased with how that came out of the oven. But what we can do is move this unit back into cover. And we'll step him one to the side, and we can't take a shot there no matter what we do. So either way, there it is. And so there's the shot I was desperately searching for. That doctor is going to take either a doctor or a scholar. I don't know what that is. I haven't actually moused over it. And that scout is going to retreat now, which seems like a waste of a move since he's already locked up in combat, but we'll take what we get, unfortunately. And both my hunters are probably going to be ridiculously useless right here. Yep. Somehow they managed to miss those point-blank shots. I don't know how they do it with an 80% chance over and over and over again. They defy probability. I won't say that that shouldn't happen, because mathematical probability is a very fickle thing when it comes to coin rolls and things of that nature, but it is what it is. It's still irritatingly unfortunate. And so he's going to get healed, so it's a doctor. He's not going to be able to take anybody out, I don't think. I mean, the best he can put up is a moderate fight. And this turn, he should be a victim, which is exactly how I like him. Just a nasty, bloodied, beaten victim, because he's a cowardly kidnapper, and I simply cannot abide him. I'm going to close with the doctor right there. Our other doctor is going to just put a heal, I guess, on this unit right here, just to avoid the off chance of a critical attack taking him out of commission. And he'll step forward, and I don't know what happens if I step in that cloud right now. I don't know if that's the defensive move or not. And so I'm just going to wait for that guy to see what he does. He's going to use tactical move, which is going to forego his attack for the turn. And that guy's going to take his chances stepping forward. That's fine. I accept that. We'll step in. Oh, attack of opportunity. Idiot move on my part, but luckily he's got terrible accuracy, so who cares anyways. We'll put some damage on the dock just to see what happens there. And let's have this unit step up. And he's got a free shot right there. We'll have him take it. And because of the armor of that enemy unit, it's not going to really penetrate, unfortunately. It's going to be quite impotent. But it's the best we can do with what we've got. And this fight actually drew out into a pretty long engagement, which was unexpected. I was hoping this would go a little bit quicker, but their pause, they gave an unexpected pause to advancing on me, which means they probably knew about the traps. We wasted a couple spike traps on this one, which is a little lame, but we'll live with the results. And that should be, well, should have been the final round, unfortunately. Maybe this one will be. Don't fail me. There it is. And so we've won the combat, and so we've got no injuries. As I say, we have no ignorance, but I think we have a racist or two in our party, so we have ignorance aplenty. And we got 400 valuables, 2 lanterns, and 5 equipment. And we've gained the ability to craft lanterns. All of Esteban's people are dead. Our troops loot the bodies and check the tents for useful equipment. And one of our people runs off to look for Esteban himself, my dyslexia acting up there. And he's long gone. Unfortunate, because I really, really like that scout, and she's one of our leveled up units. We return to our camp, and our people quickly spread the word of what happened in the jungle. Julio Barreto comes up and asks for our attention. There's only one group on Hispaniola that Esteban Gallego might turn to for help. They're called the Caribs, and they are a savage, unruly, cannibalistic tribe that lives in the mountains along the coast to the northwest. The Taino have all been quite hospitable and friendly to us since Columbus first arrived, and easy to conquer. The Caribs have rejected our presence on the island and have so far eluded our grasp. Why would Esteban need Isabella to appease them? He adopts a grim expression. The Caribs have cruel traditions for cannibalism and human sacrifice. To bring them one of our oppressors as a sacrifice to the pagan gods, well, it's a powerful gift. They will follow him anywhere after that. How long do we have? A fortnight. And so that means a fortnight, I think, is 20 days, which is not so bad. And I think I know where we're heading in any case. And so we have 13 days. We're at about 23 minutes here. I think this is a good spot to break off the episode. And so my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for yet another episode of Expeditions Conquistador. And so I'm having a blast with this game. I hope you guys are too. I hope I've inspired you guys to check it out and give it a little bit of a try, or at least to give it a chance, maybe check out a demo. And if that is the case, I hope you're having a lot of fun with it. But that all out of the way, thank you for joining me here, and I hope to see you guys next time. And take care out there, everybody.